Yeah, we loved our movies. We loved the other thing that we were talking a little bit about before the show was the amount of food we had. And Kevin and I just mentioned that Friday morning was typical weigh-in day.
Yeah.
And by the time we got to the hotel on Saturday night after team meeting, they'd have a whole spread out for you, from steaks to burgers to even beer. You had to limit it a little bit, but we were allowed to take beer. And Kevin and I sometimes made 2 trips, one for the burgers, one for the ice cream. I was never a big ice cream guy, but when I saw his sundaes that he was making, taking up to the room. So we really, we gained our weight all back Saturday night.
So this is why we do shows with former players, because I'd imagine you weren't going to let us in on this during your careers.
No.
Oh, no.
We probably did it. The worst things we probably did during the season were the things we had to do to cut weight on Thursday night and Friday morning to make weight so we didn't have to pay the fine when you stepped on the scale.
I do have to say I couldn't really hold in about my the breakfast I made, because it was like their little pre-show for everybody, because everybody kind of sit around and watched how much I ate, because I was hungry. I had to eat. So even Brett, all those guys, they would watch and see how big of a bacon egg sandwich I'd make, because I'm like, I gotta eat something. But it was that was their little pre-game fun to watch me just eat that big meal.
And one of the things to clarify with this is, with breakfast with the Packers, you didn't know, for instance, my rookie year, I was deactivated every game because they can only dress 47 out of the 53. I didn't know I'd be deactivated till literally 2 to 3 hours before kickoff. So when we're going to breakfast, you don't know if you're, there were games where Kevin ended up starting at the last second because somebody was injured or couldn't play, and you don't know this going into breakfast. So typically myself, even though it doesn't look that way, I used to like to eat a small breakfast, find out whether I was going to dress or not. If I wasn't going to be dressing, I had some food stocked in the locker room, or some rookies had donuts or whatever that were in there, I'd be able to eat. But Kevin, he didn't care. He just went after
no restrictions.
No. I just ate like I was good. I was hungry, so you got to just eat.